They say if you hear her cry, it's already too late. She doesn't knock. She doesn't scream. She simply weeps, just beyond the edge of firelight. The Banshee has come to sing someone into death. In the dark valleys of old Ireland, where the mist lingers thick between the stones, tales were told of the Banshee, the woman of the Fairies. She didn't haunt the wicked. No, the Banshee appeared to noble families, ancient lineages with blood bound to the old world. O'Neills, Bradys, O'Briens. Families whose names stretched back centuries, whose ancestors had walked Ireland before the English came. She's always seen alone, cloaked in gray or white, like mist made flesh, hair unbound and flowing, sometimes silver, sometimes red as blood, eyes hollow from weeping. Her voice can be soft as the wind in the reeds, or it can be shrill enough to shatter glass, a wail that freezes the blood and stops the heart. She never harms. She only warns, and one warning above all others became legend. Reverend Charles Bunworth was everything a banshee might be before. Rector of Bunworth in 18th century County Cork, he was beloved by rich and poor, Protestant and Catholic alike. In a divided Ireland, he built bridges. He mentored future leaders like John Philpott Curran and Barry Yeverton, giving both financial and spiritual guidance. He gave counsel to the brokenhearted. He fed the hungry. He opened his door to anyone who knocked. And he loved music. Ireland's last traveling harpers, old men carrying a dying tradition, found welcome at his table. He gave them shelter, coins, respect. In return, they played for him, sang his praises. And when they died, they left him their instruments. When Bunworth finally passed, 15 harps were found in his granary. They were tokens of love from a fading world. This was a man whose life had weight, whose death would leave a hole in the world, whose passing deserved to be mourned, not just by the living, but by something older. And the Banshee knew it. In his final week, strange events began. The family herdsman, Kavanagh, returned from town pale and shaking. He'd heard wailing in the glen, a woman's voice crying Bunworth's name, clapping her hands in grief. He followed the sound all the way to the family burial ground, where it finally faded. The family dismissed it. Superstition, they said. Old fears. But the night before Bunworth died, they heard it too. Moaning, hand-clapping just outside his window. Clear and unmistakable. Several people, family and friends, witnessed the sound. They rushed outside to investigate. The rose bush beneath the window had been disturbed, branches bent as if someone had stood there. But there were no footprints in the soft earth. Even as servants searched the grounds with the lanterns, the sounds continued, and now inside the room where Bunworth lay dying. With the coming of dawn, the noises ceased, and Reverend Charles Bunworth died peacefully in his bed, surrounded by those who loved him. To those who knew him, it seemed even the spirit world had come to mourn. To some, the Banshee is a mercy, a messenger who gives you time to say goodbye, to prepare, to gather loved ones and speak the words you've been saying. To others, she's dread incarnate, proof that fate cannot be stopped, that death comes for us all no matter how good, how loved, how needed we are. But perhaps she's something else, a reminder that some lives are so bright even death itself arrives with reverence. The Banshee doesn't weep for everyone, only for those worth mourning. So if the night is quiet and you hear weeping just beyond the firelight, listen. Not every cry in the dark comes from the living. Hey, I'm Alan O.W. Barnes, the storyteller behind InkSpatter Press, where I bring myths and monsters to life through drawings and sound. This series, the Creature Codex, shares real myths and monsters, one creature at a time. We'll have new Creature Codex episodes each month and original stories coming soon. Subscribe and snag a print at inkspatterpress.com. The music in all of these episodes is by my folk duet, BlackBerry Banshee. If you want to hear the music without the talking, you can check that out on the BlackBerry Banshee channel.